Good morning, everyone. Chief Wayne Sparrow speaking here to our community members on behalf of Chief and Council. I just want to take this opportunity through a video to share with our community to stress how important it is with this crisis that we're going through. Our staff, our council, our senior management team are working diligently to get through. But I want to touch the importance of this and making sure that we protect our community members as best as possible. We as First Nations people in our community always talk about our elders. And I want to talk about that for a short second. We rely on them. We've always said that we respect our elders. Our elders are our teachers and our knowledge keepers. We cherish that as Musqueam people. And they're there for us all the time, and it's now our time to be there for them. A lot of young people are not taking this virus seriously. They're continuing to go out and not listening to the social distancing. And yes, the virus you will be able to recover from, but I want you to think seriously about taking that virus and potentially picking it up and passing it on to those people that we just referred to. They've been there for us. We need to now be there for them, because these steps are taken to protect our elders and our ones that have serious health issues. So every time you're going to go outside or you're going to break away from that, I really want you to seriously think about the consequences that could end up happening. Musqueam has no cases. Let's try to keep it that way. We're only going to keep it that way by working together and supporting each other. We at Council do not have all the answers. The government doesn't have all the answers. But if we work together and put our suggestions on how to protect everybody, I think we can do it. And if we do get the cases, our health staff, our support workers are all here to deal with the situation. A lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, a lot of people have been scared with this, but don't be afraid and reach out. We are going to set up a communication hotline here in our band office to answer any of your questions, because our administration and council are getting drowned out with questions, and then frustration is rolling in that we're not dealing with it fast enough. We're doing the best that we can. Be patient, be calm, and we'll get through this. I really want to stress the importance of social distancing. Wash everything down. Always assume that something could be carrying, and that's how you do it. Everybody's been watching the news, so I don't want to bore everybody here with repeating a lot of that stuff. The message I want to get across is let's protect our elders and the ones with health issues. I want to quickly touch on the finances. We do have an emergency response team that's struck with council and some of our senior management, including our finances, but at our meetings, all of your concerns have been addressed to either a council member or a staff member. We've given firm direction that finance should not be an issue at this time. That's the reason that we've stepped outside the box a little bit by issuing our dividends on behalf of our community. The reason why we're releasing those dividends is for people to go out and get their essential needs. And that's what we're asking. And we're asking people that normally would carry on their normal day of life, let's wait and do that once we're past this crisis. So when we do get our dividends, go and buy what you need. Deal with the medicines that you might need and make sure that you're taken care of. That was the purpose. We set up a group and a team to deal with the finances to make sure that everything is addressed. Like I referred to earlier, a lot of our band members have been concerned. We are taking measures. We do have some medical supplies. We do have food that has been stored away in case it goes to the next stage. That's just a few things that I wanted to address and the community aren't saying that. They're going on social media thinking that we're not doing that. Every one of our concerns are trying to be dealt with. So I think as a community, I've talked to some political ministers and I've talked to some political people, and they say the measures that must be taken are the right ones, and we may be farther ahead of our counterparts in the city and in the province. But it was a direction of our community to help us get there, and we're only going to do it together. And if that's what I want to stress to our community, that our finances, we at the end of this crisis, we'll have a full disclosure of what we did, how we did it, and why we did it. But have trust in your leadership, have trust in your staff, and especially have trust in yourself, that these decisions that are being made are the right decisions to make sure that we don't lose anybody or we don't get anybody sick. On the safety and security side, we're trying to take all the measures that we can to protect and get the information out. So a lot of our community members see that we do have checkpoints. The checkpoints are to try to get the information out, to get that message about social distancing, making sure that you take all those proper measures. We've been in discussion with VPD to also help us get through this crisis. I'm not going to go into all the detail of that. Our staff and our security team and our management team are dealing with those. So we are taking all of those measures to try to protect us the best that we can. On that note, I'm closing and stressing just the importance. If you see people out in the next few days, let's all do our part. If you're going out shopping and you see somebody, just politely try to tell them how serious this is, and let's get that message out and let's not them up. We keep saying that all the time. Let's work as one. And like I said, we will give updates. Watch. We're going to try to use social media to update on our webpage. We're setting up a communication line to phone here at the band office. It's going to be open for 16 hours. That information will be going out so that the questions can be directed to those individuals. So we can have our staff and our council work on those issues. And I just want to close by trying to give the assurance to our community members. With every phone call and every concern, we do have an emergency response team that is set up with like I referred to on 2 or 3 occasions, with some of our council members and our staff members. If you look over very quickly, these issues that we're phoning in with are being addressed. So they're not going into deaf ears. That group is looking at every situation. We have the daily communication, the immediate response, the short-term response, the long-term response, and the recovery. All of those things, believe me, community members, are being dealt with. Maybe not at the speed that we're frustrated, we're not getting dealt with at the speed politically, but we got to stay calm, cool, and collective and get these things done. So once again, let's be safe. Let's look after each other. And at the end of this, we will have a community celebration. Stay away from the parties. At that recovery stage, we'll talk about it. And the suggestion is we have a big community celebration to cover off birthdays, anniversaries, you name it. We'll do it, but let's just stay safe. Hajka, Siam, Hajka.